Hi guys, Sarah here and welcome to Novel Expectations. Today I'm coming to you with a Friday Reads for Friday, August the 26th, 2016. First of all, I want to start off with an apology for being MIA for the past couple weeks. It's been a little bit of a stressful week for me, or stressful couple weeks for me, reading-wise. I just haven't had the motivation to really sit down and read. I've had a lot of knitting mojo lately, and I'm almost finished knitting a cardigan, so, I mean, that's pretty good. At least I got something productive done. But I start to feel guilty about not having anything read to do a weekly wrap-up like I've been doing. And I did enjoy doing the weekly wrap-ups. The problem was, and the way that, I work, the way I think about things, is that I don't like having just one book to talk about in a weekly wrap-up. Reason being because then it just feels like I'm doing a book review. I'm reviewing this book only. And, for the time it takes me to record and upload and edit, to do it just for one book seems like kind of a bit of a waste. So I try and finish 2 books a week. And I mean, some weeks I succeed, some weeks I don't. But, then I feel like I'm forcing myself to read stuff just to get, like, to read quickly, to have stuff done, to talk about with you guys. Then I thought, why are you giving yourself this pressure? This is supposed to be for fun. So I made an executive decision earlier this week, and I decided I am canning weekly wrap-ups. I'm not going to be doing them anymore. It's just too much pressure on myself. I'm now going to be doing Friday Reads videos, and I really love watching the Friday Reads videos, and the number of them that I've done, I've really enjoyed doing them. So I think this will be really nice. It'll take the pressure off. I can say pretty much this is what I'm reading, this is what I'm hoping to get to, and, just have that little talk with you guys. And then at the beginning of the next month, I can do a wrap-up, like every other booktuber does, of all the books that I have finished in that month. So I'm really happy with this decision. I hope you guys are going to like this. I feel that by stepping away for a few weeks and letting me really look at the channel, and I'm really sorry if you guys can hear that outside, but we live in a complex, and that's all I'm going to say. It kind of has breathed new life into me and into the channel, so I hope you guys are going to like some of the other things that I'm going to be doing. I have some really fun things planned for the last quarter of this year. Something really fun in October that I'm going to be announcing in September that I'm hoping I'm going to have some people join me on. And something in December, something big in December. And yeah, so I'm really excited about the changes. I am adding some new segments. Like I said, I'm going to be doing the Friday Reads. I am going to be doing the wrap-ups every month, which I wasn't doing before. I'm back to TBRs again. There will be a TBR this week for September. And I'm also going to be doing like an anticipated reads. I used to do like a coming soon kind of idea, but I had like such a list of books that I had on pre-order. So now instead I'm going to pick like a half a dozen, like 5 or 6 books that I really want to highlight and talk about that are coming out in the months to follow. So super excited about that too. Tags and stuff I have, a lot of tags that I want to do that I've seen going around BookTube. So definitely stay tuned. A lot of great changes coming, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy it. So let's get into what I'm currently reading. I am currently reading The Lost Continent, Travels in Small Town America by Bill Bryson. This is not part of my summer book bingo, and I'm just going to preface this by saying this now. I have become a failure at summer book bingo. If I decide to do it next year, and I probably will do it again next year, I think what I'm going to do is either not go for the blackout of 25 books, or try and intersperse with some shorter books, some easier to read books. It's summertime. Generally, reading heavier books in the summertime is difficult. So I think next year I'm really going to plan it out a bit better and try and, because I have pre-saved a bunch of bingo cards, because I think I said originally the podcast Books on the Nightstand is no longer. And I went ahead and I printed or saved 5 or 6 bingo cards, I think. So I think I'm just going to randomly pick one, like a month before the summer book bingo starts, which is on Memorial Day. I might even start it on Victoria Day, which is the Canadian unofficial beginning of summer, just to give myself an extra week. And pre-plan everything a little bit better, because I really didn't have a lot of time to do that. And I just kind of was picking, as I thought of things. And I didn't plan it through well enough. But anyway, that's got nothing to do with the book that I'm currently reading. So I decided to pick this one up. I had it in my, I bought it quite some time ago, and I decided to finally sit down and read it. Now, I am a fan of Bill Bryson. He wrote A Walk in the Woods, which I read, I think, this time last year, and I really enjoyed it. It was super funny. It's what the movie with Robert Redford was based off of, where him and his buddy walked the Appalachian Trail. Fantastic. I haven't seen the movie, but the book was great. And then earlier this year, I listened to on audio Made in America, which was about the English language and how it changed from England to when the pilgrims and you know, the immigrants came over from the old world to the new world, and how the language changed and evolved with all those different, you know, dialects and all that stuff. And I enjoyed that one too. Not as much as A Walk in the Woods, but I still enjoyed it. This one is okay. I'm not over the moon with it. I love the premise. The premise is essentially about him getting in his car and driving all over America and visiting all these little cities. So, I mean, it's a really fun premise. I think my issues with it is that it was written, I believe, in the late 80s, early 90s, so a lot of the things he talks about might be dated at this point. The other thing is, I don't agree with some of his views, but that's neither here nor there, and I'm not finding it especially funny. A Walk in the Woods, I mean, these aren't comedic books. They're not meant to have you rolling in your seat laughing, but there are a lot of moments where you know, start, and like there were times in A Walk in the Woods, I was reading passages out loud to my husband because they were so funny. Not so much with Made in America, and definitely not with this book. I've had a couple chuckles, but nothing that's really tickled my funny bone. Again, it might be because the book is like 20 years old at this point, but I'm still enjoying it, and I'll talk more about it in my wrap-up at the end of the month. And the other thing I'm currently listening to is The Ocean Between Us by Susan Wiggs. This is a reread for me. I read it originally in print book format. This is the first time I'm listening to it on audio. It is narrated by Joyce Bean, and I'm really enjoying it. What's really fun is books that, you know, 5 or 6 or 7 years ago, or however long ago you read them, and you gave them 5 stars at the time and you loved them, to go back and read them again, it's interesting to see whether you still think that they would be a 5-star book. And at this point, I'm not feeling this as being a 5-star book. The characters are kind of annoying me, whereas before I loved them. So this is the story about a woman named Grace and her husband Steve, and Steve is a 20-year 20 years in the Navy. He is on a carrier ship, and at the very beginning of the book, something happens to him, and you actually don't know what it is, but something happens. And then it goes back in time, and the beginning of their marriage kind of falling apart, and this whole like year and a half leading up to this incident of, you know, stuff that's happened to their kids. They have 2 teenagers who are about to graduate high school and a younger daughter who's just starting high school. It's a great family story. There's a lot of different characters. I'm really enjoying it, but I just don't feel myself giving it that 5-star rating that I gave it however many years ago that I originally read it. Now with both of those books, with Lost Continent, I'm about 70% of the way through it, and with The Ocean Between Us, I've only got an hour left, so I plan on listening to that tomorrow while I have to do my little drive into the city, and I will definitely get that one done. So this weekend, I will be picking up new things, and for my ebook, I will be reading It Ended Badly, 13 of the Worst Breakups in History by Jennifer Wright. Like, does that not sound brilliant? Does that not sound like so much fun? I actually had a viewer recommend this book to me because I think I was commenting about my Jelly Belly Jelly Bean challenge that I needed an I, a book that started with an I. And she recommended this one, so as soon as I saw it, I thought, yes, this is totally something I need to read because it sounds so fun. So I'm really, really looking forward to starting that one. And then the next audiobook I plan on starting is Let's Pretend This Never Happened by Jenny Lawson, narrated by Jenny Lawson. Last year I read Furiously Happy, and I loved it. I think I've said before, it was one of my favorite books that I read in 2015. This one I'm thoroughly looking forward to. It's actually her first book, and a lot of people have recommended that I listen to it on audio. But I have heard mixed things about this. I was on the Audible website and I was reading a lot of the comments, and some people are like, either they loved it or they hated it. So I'm really excited to see what I think about it, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. She is the Bloggess online, I believe is what she goes by. I follow her, her blog, and I follow her on Instagram. And she's got a brilliant sense of humor. She does have a lot of depression issues and other mental illness issues, and she talks about that quite a bit in her writing, but she puts a wonderfully positive and funny spin on it, if I can say that. So yeah, I am really looking forward to getting to this one. So anyway, other than that, what I'm going to be reading is I'm going to be knitting this weekend. I've got a pair of socks I'm trying to finish, and tomorrow I have a yoga class down at the hospital. I know it sounds weird, right? But no, I'm part of a study group because I have a congenital heart condition. So they're actually trying to see whether yoga practice can help increase our lung capacity and stuff like that. So it's really fascinating, actually. So I'm doing that. I do that every Saturday now for the next few months. And then on Sunday is my brother's birthday party. He'll be 34. So barbecue at my mom's place. So that'll be great. But anyway, let me know in the comments below either A, have you guys read any of these books and what did you think about them? Or what are you reading this weekend? And what are you doing that's going to be fun this weekend? This is like the second to last weekend of summer, so I hope you guys are getting out there and enjoying it. Anyway, guys, until my next video, take care and happy reading. Bye.